Welcome back, guys. You are now kicking it with the Kumars.
So we've had a lot of people ask us to do a Q&A session, and we decided now is the perfect time to do it. And we're going to be doing more of these in the future, so if you have a question you want to ask us, feel free to leave it in the comments down below.
Alright, first question.
So Muhammad Tawfiq asks, Kumar, can you letak translate Bahasa Melayu? So we already have subtitles for all of our videos in both English and in Malay. To access those subtitles, all you have to do is click on the CC or the 3 dots.
Next question. Muhammad Tawfiq again asks, Kumar, are you a Malaysian? Yes, I am a Malaysian. I have always been a Malaysian, and I plan to always be a Malaysian in the future too. Jaya Kumar asks, which part of Malaysia you are, bro? I'm from a little city called Klang, which is in Selangor. And in Klang, I'm from the neighborhood called Palm Grove.
Emma asks, she has 2 questions for us. One is, if you were offered 3 wishes, what would they be?
Ooh.
3 wishes each or combined?
Let's do combined.
Okay.
Combined wishes.
Alright. Well, I think a big one for first wish would be for COVID-19 to be completely wiped out and for this pandemic to be over.
I agree with that. Yeah, that would be so nice. I think for me, I have a passion of, helping homeless people, so I really hope like someday we can be able to eradicate homelessness completely, right? And there'll be no homeless person at all in the streets. I know it's a big ask and a long stretch for it, but there is still hope, and I feel like we all have a part to play in it, and that one day this can be possible.
I feel like for number 3, a huge wish just in general is for all of our family, our friends, and for you guys as viewers, just to be healthy, to be safe. Right, and the next question is, would you both mind to share us your education background since kindergarten until college? I was homeschooled kindergarten through high school, and I know it's not very common in Malaysia, but it's fairly common here in America. And then for college, I went to a university down in Southern California called Biola University, and then I got my master's degree in behavior analysis at a university called Florida Institute of Technology.
And for me, primary and secondary school, I went to La Salle in Klang. Then I went to Inti College in Subang to do my undergraduate degree. And then I came over to America to do my master's. And I went to DeVry University, and I did an MBA in project management. And yep, that's pretty much it. So Ramesh asked, bro, can you talk in Tamil? எனக்கு தமிழ் கொஞ்சம் தான் பேச முடியும். Basically, I'm not really fluent Tamil. I can speak a little bit and get by, but that's pretty much it.
Diana asks, congratulations Rachel and Logee, beautiful family, love your vlogs. Oh, thank you, Diana. Do you have Instagram? We do. We have Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. All you have to do is search for Kumar Family. Make sure you spell Kumar with 2 A's, K-U-M-A-A-R.
And don't forget to follow us in all the social channels. We love connecting with you guys. I got 7 once asked, am I the only one who thinks that Kumar looks like Fikri Ibrahim? Nope, you are not the only one that think I look like Fikri Ibrahim. So many people think I look like Fikri Ibrahim.
So Emmy asks, how would Rachel do berpantang? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, berpantang.
After deliver the baby, the American way? So there actually is no American way. There's no special meals, there's no special rules.
Yeah, there's no American pantang at all.
So with Zayd and I didn't do anything special after I delivered. However, now with Kyron, we have been following a book actually with different meals. It's more of the Asian way of berpantang.
Yeah, so it's called the first 40 days. That's something that we've been following this time around. Not a sponsored post, we just were recommended this book by a really close friend. And so I've been making all the recipes from there and helping her to this pantang now.
Yeah. So Justin asks, why do Westerners eat rice with a fork?
I have no clue. Till today, I still have no idea why they choose a fork over a spoon.
So it actually probably took a good 2 years into our marriage for me to stop eating rice with just a fork and to actually use a spoon and fork. And I don't know why. Maybe Americans are just really stubborn, but we don't have a lot of rice in our diet. And so maybe that's why we just don't eat a lot of rice.
They just don't know how to do it.
However, we're all really good at eating pasta. We eat a lot of that. Radinku? Is that
Radenku.
Okay. This is just a sincere question. Why do you have to drive so far almost every time? Sorry for the ignorant question. There's no such thing as an ignorant question. You guys, you can ask us anything. Like, with our sign, ask us anything.
Oh. Sorry,
No.
I didn't get the memo. We are awkward sometimes like this.
But seriously, you can ask us anything. But yeah, with driving so far, we live in a very large state called California. So to get anywhere, you have to drive 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. It's pretty common to have to drive far to get where you want to go.
Yeah, in Malaysia, things are close by each other, so it's very easy and accessible to go to places. But here, it's very different. You need to really drive out just to get somewhere. Afik asks, kalau dekat Amerika, dekat mana Abang Kumar dapat bahan-bahan tu semua? I think Afik is referring to where do we get all the ingredients to do all our cooking and stuff and making the kueh and stuff like that. 80 to 90% of all the ingredients, we get it from Asian grocers here. They are Asian grocers, but there are some items that we can't get it here. So whenever we go back to Malaysia, I buy all those ingredients and to bring it back here. Oh, great follow-up question. So K. Afandi asks, may I know how do you get the belacan? Again, belacan is something that I have yet to find it here in America. So every time I go back to Malaysia, I buy like 3-4 blocks of belacan and bring it back here. So JR Player asks, bro, boleh cakap Melayu? Mesti boleh bro, kita anak Malaysia, mesti boleh cakap bahasa Melayu. So basically he's asking me if I can speak Malay, and yes, I can speak Malay. Berapa lama duduk US? Meaning how long have I been in the United States? I moved here in 2011 and I've lived here since. So it's 9 years, coming up to 10 years next year. Peach asks, I wonder, do you normally cook back in Malaysia? Answer is no. I have never cooked in Malaysia before moving here. But once I moved here, I learned how to cook because I miss all those Malaysian food so much, and it's so difficult to get those foods here. So I was forced to learn and to cook by myself. Hi baby.
Aww, someone wake up from his nap.
So Zyril Ismail asks, sorry Logee, just want to ask why Americans never use spoon? It's just for soup dish. First of all, don't apologize. You can ask us any questions at all. And secondly, I have no idea. It drives me crazy when I don't see them using spoon.
I think this goes back to what we were saying earlier about Americans just being really stubborn. Growing up, we only had spoons at the dinner table if we had cereal or if we had soup or something like that. So, I don't know.
Maybe they're just not used to it.
I guess not.
Cam-Chin asks, what camera do you use to film and what do you use to edit? So I use a Nikon Z6, it's a mirrorless camera by Nikon to film all our videos, and I use LumaFusion, which is an app on the iPad, to edit all our videos.
So Monitor Jiwa asks, which part of SF you stay, guys? My buddy love teh tarik. Me too, that is my favorite drink.
And for those who don't know, SF means San Francisco.
So we live in what we call the San Francisco Bay Area. It's in Northern California, and the Bay Area is fairly large. We live on the East Bay side. So we're across the bridge from San Francisco. We live in a little city called San Lorenzo. We're about 30 minutes away from San Francisco.
Yeah. So Victor Echo says, bro, bila nak balik Malaysia? Basically, when am I going to come back to Malaysia? Hopefully early next year to middle next year. It all depends on COVID-19 and the situation, how it improves. Also because we have a newborn right now. So hopefully as soon as possible, but we just don't know at this point. Next part, tak rindu nasi Kanda ke? Basically, do I miss nasi Kanda? Bro, saya rindu nasi Kanda setiap hari. I miss it so much. There is no place in America that I can find nasi Kanda, and I don't know how to cook it. So I need to learn how to cook it eventually, but I do miss it so much. Olivia asks, bro, may I know about the weather there compared to Malaysia, which is hotter?
So Malaysia is definitely much more hot and much more humid. However, it does get warm here in the summer, and we actually don't have aircon here. So when it gets hot outside, we feel very hot inside.
Yeah. So overall, it's definitely much hotter in Malaysia, and it's colder here, but it can get a little hot sometimes here. Kyril Baker says, Kumar, you look fit. What's your secret workout? It's really not a secret at all. I'm not that fit. I think I still can improve my physique.
You're very fit.
Well, somewhat. But what I do is, I just try to eat a healthy diet as much as I can, control my portions, and I do CrossFit. And that's pretty much all I do. Eventually, I want to share a video about my transformation because I had a lot of weight before and I lost significant weight. So if you do want to watch that video, let me know in a comment below and I will hopefully create that video sometime in the future.
Stephanie asks, why your son's so calm and well behaved? It's so rare. I would just like to say that our 2-year-old is just like any other 2-year-old. It is through the magic of video editing that you see the angel that we typically show in the videos.
Yeah, he does have his moments, he does tantrums every now and then like a normal 2-year-old would, just that obviously we don't include that in the video. So in video he does seem like he's a perfect angel, but that's not always the case. He's a pretty good boy though, we'll give him props for that.
He is a good boy.
He's a good kid. Kenneth asks 2 questions. Would you return to live in Malaysia and why? The answer is absolutely. We love Malaysia so much. We love the food there, we love the lifestyle. I have a lot of family and friends there. The weather is decent. I know a lot of people, who leave Malaysia talk really bad about Malaysia. And Malaysia is not a perfect country, guys. And there's no perfect country out there. But honestly, I have learned to appreciate Malaysia so much more after leaving Malaysia. And the answer is, again, yes, we would absolutely move to Malaysia if the opportunity arises in the future, and live there.
Alright, and the second question is, would you like to have some easy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, easy recipe for pork ribs? Absolutely, that sounds delicious.
Yep, so if you'd like to, please send it over to my email. So Teddy X Kenshin says, nice, I'm from Malaysia, feel pride. Can I be a YouTube friend? Absolutely, we love making friends. So if you want to connect with us even more, just follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, and we can stay more connected there. Okay, so Stephanie asked, what is Kumar's day job? Is he a cook or a chef? I can assure you I'm not a cook or a chef. I cook for my family and sometimes for my friends out there, but that's pretty much what it is. Day job, I work in the field of marketing and I work for a marketing agency. Okay, Kang Munir has several questions for us. First question, can you make Q&A? Absolutely. We are making a Q&A right now. That's exactly what you're watching. Are you Malaysia or America born? I am a Malaysian. I was born in Malaysia. I will always be a Malaysian.
Are both your parents work in America? Both my parents are here in America and work here. However, Logeesh's parents both live in Malaysia and work in Malaysia.
You study there? Yes. I came here to do my master's, which I've already completed, and now I'm working. But that was the reason why I moved to America in the first place.
Are you work there? Yes, we both work here in America.
Yes. And how you guys meet? We met at church actually. There was a little youth group hangout session, and that's kind of where we met.
Yeah.
Matcha asks, do you miss to be called hey Matcha? All the time. I know back in Malaysia, all my friends say that, hey Matcha and all that, and I do miss it a lot. But a lot of our fans, audience, subscribers have said hey Matcha to me, so I do feel a little bit at home through your comments. So thanks for that. So Muhammad Hussaini asks, how did you guys meet each other, and how did Mr. Logee succeed in tackling Mrs. Rachel? Ooh, wouldn't you want to know? So like we mentioned before, we met at a church youth group hangout session. And how did I succeed in tackling Mrs. Rachel? Not sure. I mean, first and foremost, I was just myself. Just be yourself. You are trying to tackle a girl.
You cooked for me.
I cooked, yeah. So maybe that's, I cooked for her. First date, I brought her out to a Malaysian restaurant. It was actually a test to see whether she likes Malaysian food or not. And she loved it. And I was like, yes, there's a possibility with this girl. If she didn't like the food, it would be like, probably no second date.
The first Malaysian food I tried was chicken rendang, and that is still my favorite Malaysian dish.
Yeah, but besides that, yeah, guys, just be authentic, just be yourselves, and it's meant to be for each other. You guys will just meet the right person.
Mohammed Ha asks, I'm just curious, did you teach your son Malay? I'm just asking, and your son legit look like neighbor's kids, and he's 5 years old.
Yep, I definitely have taught him a couple of Malay words. Let's see if he learns anything. Zeze, come here. Okay, Zeze. What is this?
Susu.
What is that?
Susu.
Susu. Say, susu.
That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be doing more Q&As in the future. So if you have a question you want to ask us, go ahead and leave us a comment in the comment box down below.
And if you haven't already done it, guys, please subscribe to the channel. It really does help us a lot. Thank you as always for kicking with the Kumars. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.